Oh, you can get it set up for me.
Hi. 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 Hi.
You focused?
You are always in focus, dear.
Okay. The sports world is like a jungle. Only the strongest, biggest, and toughest athletes survive. With this demand and high bar set, the athletes have to be big, strong, and tough. With this demand, they need to use something that will help them get there. This is where anabolic steroids and another substance called blood doping come in hand. Anabolic steroids are man-made hormones like testosterone that help the muscle mass grow and strengthen without a lot of work. Anabolic steroids started off in a clinic to help people who did not produce testosterone and had a disease called hypogonadism. Then, after that in 1935, then in the World War II, the Germans got a hold of testosterone and gave their soldiers testosterone to make them stronger and bigger. With this, they noticed that their soldiers were more aggressive. After that happened, the Russians got a hold of testosterone and they gave it to their athletes and weightlifters to make them stronger and bigger for the Olympics. Once this happened, other countries like the United States realized that they had to do something like this to help their athletes, or their athletes would never be able to compete in the top in the Olympics. That is how anabolic steroids came to use in the sports world today, and is now among a lot of our sports in the United States, and is also illegal. Blood doping is another procedure, but it doesn't help you get stronger or bigger. It helps endurance athletes mostly get their muscles more less fatigued so that they can keep running for long distances after they've already had a really long workout. This is also illegal, but you only see it really in cyclists, runners, and swimmers. Today we've heard of it with Lance Armstrong has been suspected of it. A lot of Olympic swimmers have been suspected of it, and runners. The reason that this helps is when they take out blood from themselves, or if they get a blood donor, go to a donor bank and get blood, they re-inject it after they've had a long workout into the muscle so that there's more hemoglobin in their blood. With more hemoglobin, they can carry more oxygen to the muscles, which make them less fatigued because it gets rid of the lactic acid that they've built. These are good things, and they were thought up to help the athletes, but after they've been used for a while, there were adverse effects, and that's why they've become illegal. With anabolic steroids, the good effects are shown with the muscle mass increase, and it helping in the clinic, helping with people who have diseases and problems that can't produce testosterone. But after a while, they noticed bad effects, like the aggressiveness. As a lot of people know it today, it's called roid rage. And with this aggressiveness, the athletes would get in fights easily, and it's not just verbal aggressiveness, but physical, punching, hitting aggressiveness. The men also had hair loss, and they had breast enlargement. With women, they had breast decrease in breast size and hair gain, which did not go over well with women, and they also deepened the voice because women are not supposed to have that much testosterone in their body. When it came to other things, when a muscle grows too much, that hurts the ligaments, and so they were prone to more injuries because testosterone and anabolic steroids did not help the ligaments get stronger, just the muscles. So as they kept growing and growing and growing their muscles, they pulled on their ligaments and tendons and would snap their ligaments and tendons and have a lot of injury. With blood doping, the good effects were that their muscles were less fatigued, so there was a lot less injury to long distance athletes. When you looked at it in a bad aspect, there is something called viscosity of your blood, and when you add more blood onto your blood, you're adding more red blood cells. and that's what carried the hemoglobin and carried the oxygen. But when you add that, the blood gets thicker, and when the blood is thicker, it means that it can't pump through the heart as well, or the veins or the arteries. So you were seeing people have heart attacks at a young age because their blood was too thick to pump through the body. They also had the problems with any transfusion, or if you got someone that you got the blood from, there's a problem of maybe HIV or another disease that you're getting, or if that person who's injecting the blood back into you is using the same needle on multiple athletes, HIV or other diseases as well. This is why this became illegal, and these procedures are not safe, and they also hurt the sport as its credibility, and that would be why they're not used today, or they're not supposed to be used today. These procedures were used in the beginning to help athletes, and they thought they would help athletes, and they did for a little bit, but today this is why we don't have these procedures anymore.